Hey, Caroline here, career and leadership coach. And today I'm going to share with you the three biggest challenges executives face when job interviewing and how to potentially overcome these challenges. Now, if you want to dive deeper on this, on Friday morning, I have a free masterclass specifically about executive interview training. Jump online, jump on. I will pop a link below because it's going to be epic training and actually not you don't often see this type of training for free. So come along for that. Now, the reason why this is so important for me is because I love giving in or doing interview training. We do mock interviews, or I do mock interviews with anybody from middle management to executives. And there are three things that come up time and time and time again. And I thought to make a video about it because basically these are things that when once you are aware of them, you can actually change it. But it's often in interview training, especially, is like you don't see your own blind spots, you don't see your own mistakes that you are making, and at the end of the interview you might think like, hey, I did a really good job, I answered all the questions at the right level, but I didn't get a job. So these are the tips that I want to share with you that I see time and time again showing up when doing interview training with executives or middle managers for that matter. So the first thing that you have to realize is that everyone that goes for an interview that is on a senior leadership level, they will have the skills and experience that is required to do the job. People are not going to waste their time just having an interview with somebody that they are doubtful about their interview skills. So really want you to think about this. Everyone that goes for an interview for that job will have really good skills and experience. So think about it. What does that mean for you? For you, it means that it's not enough to show that you're capable in the interview. It's taking that to the next level. And that means that you have to demonstrate your leadership skills, your ability to strategically think, your ability to innovate, your ability to change and transform, your ability to lead and do cultural transformations or inspire people. You need to demonstrate those. And it's not because you just mention those things that you demonstrate them. Because it's not saying like, yeah, I'm innovative. Yeah, I can do strategic thinking, that people understand it. Nor is it about going through the exact process, because the process will be quite similar that other people that go to the interview will use also. So again, that is not enough. And I see people really struggle articulating and giving examples of when what leadership means to them. And they go into this generic jargon and like this word vomit, basically. Blah, there it is. This is what leadership means, without actually structuring it, because we assume so much. We take it for granted that things that we do so naturally. And quite often, very often, people know that they're good in what they do. They do it every day, but it's really taking that to the next level and thinking like, how am I going to articulate what's in here out there? So, and articulate that in such a way that people understand it, and it gives the confidence to the other person that you not only can do the job but can overachieve. I was talking earlier to one of my clients and saying like, one of the things in an interview is confidence is sexy. Sexy not in like ooh la la sexy, but sexy attractive. Like people want, and definitely on that senior leadership, people want to see that confidence. And that's basically the challenge number two. So the first challenge is actually not being able to articulate what's in here in an interview, and not being able to communicate clearly that narrative, that story, that impact that it creates. And the second challenge that I see all the time is the balance between being arrogant, be having humility, and being confident. People struggle finding the right balance, and most people, they want to avoid bragging, being arrogant, boasting. So they go the opposite way and they think like, let me be like humble. Let me just like, I'm not good in myself, selling myself. Look, on a senior level, this is not really going to get you the job. People want to see confident people. So it's about like passive as aggressive, middle, it's assertive. That's how you need to show up in an interview to actually project the confidence that is required on that next level. Most people go in doubt mode. They second guess themselves about what they can do, what they have achieved, or the way, oh, I only have done it one time. I was actually talking to one of the senior leaders I'm doing private interview training with, and she was saying like, oh, but can I talk about this because I only have done it one time? I said like, how many times do you want to have done it before you actually can say that you have done it? Like they're always like in every single project that you do, there will always be variables that you've never done. That's what challenges you. That's what fascinates you. That's what makes you you. If it's just like plug and play routine and cookie cutter approach, then everybody can do it. The fact that you did it was because of the uniqueness and the complexity that the project gave. That's why they pay you the big bucks. So don't be too humble about it. Of course, you need to be humble, but don't be too passive or too humble about it because you need to really get across that confidence. And this comes across, this really dials in the like, you need to be able to sell yourself. And anybody that said like, I really struggle selling myself, that's because they haven't learned the right techniques. They don't know how to communicate themselves in a way that sells them without bragging, without being arrogant, without boasting. And this is what you need to learn to master. If you want to be successful at that next level, then these are the skills that you need to hone and learn and just cherish because that's where your attention should go. It's not because you say like, oh, I have a great reputation and I'll work hard and have a great work ethic. That won't get you to that next level. And nor do you want it to, because working hard is not something that you want to like boast about or have as a reputation. Yes, you can do that, but it's like having the reputation of working hard leads to often like burnout. People that actually just are overwhelmed and take on and work crazy hours and sacrifice everything in order to deliver till they can't anymore because they have physical manifestations that like basically they're just like their body starts crumbling because you are not listening to your body. It's a whole other topic which I definitely can talk hours about, but let's actually go back to the challenges that I see executives face. So the first one is that they can't articulate clearly what their genius is, their examples in a clear narrative that makes sense. The second one is making sure that they come across confidence and not too passive, not too aggressive, not too boastful, not too arrogant, that they have the right dynamic. And the third one, you will think like, oh, I have no problem with that. But I can tell you, I am yet to find an interview training with executives that I do that do not fall in this trap. And that is the I-we ratio. Now, a lot of like interview tips or techniques you will see is like, oh, try to avoid using I in an interview. Just say we. Look, like with all due respect, the key is that there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a balance between the I and we ratio. If you're constantly talking about we did this, we did that, look, you're not going to give the confidence that you can do it. And that's what you ultimately want to give is a confidence that you can do it, not we. Yes, of course, you worked with the team. So there is a balancing act between like, okay, the team and we had to do this, and I did this supported by the team. And it's just like being conscious about how you articulate your role within a strategy, your role in the leadership, your role with the strategic thinking, your role with the transformation, and so on, and so on, and so on. So it's really key that you actually balance those things really out. So those are the three challenges I see mostly coming up when I'm giving executive interview training. Now, like I said before, if you want to dive deeper, come on Friday morning. It's a power hour, a masterclass about executive interview training. It's going to rock your socks off because it's going to dive deep in terms of the ins and outs of the executive interview. So I'm going to cover, like, first of all, the psychology behind the interview, so you can actually just nail it time and time again because you know what the flow is going to be. We're going to, or I'm going to share with you a strategy on how to actually prepare your examples and answer those questions, those leadership questions, those interview innovative questions that, like, tell me about an innovation you have done at work and what was the outcome, what was your approach, and all of these juicy questions that most of the people give a very generic and blasé answer of. And so we will talk about that. I will pop a link below. It's part of my roundtable series, which is basically an master classes where you can actually just like have valuable content about everyday topic, leadership topics, career growth, leadership brand topics, and job searching. So if that is high on your agenda this year, highly recommend joining those master classes and really participate and really like quantum leap your career to the next level and break through to your next career level in the next couple of months. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. If you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up because then I get feedback also. We all love feedback about how relevant this was to your situation. If you found this video and we're not connected yet on LinkedIn, like, reach out to me on LinkedIn, connect with me. I'm all about growing and expanding my network so I can help transform more careers, and definitely on that middle to senior management. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you later. Bye.